I'm fine. Happy Jesus. Imagine I came and I said, how is everybody doing? What would you give me? How is everyone doing? Woo! Hi, everyone. You're welcome to the Day Show, and I'm particularly excited about today's edition because we're speaking to a woman who barely makes appearances on TV. Barely talks about, all the great things that she's doing. But today, she's going to tell us her story about how she's using her platform to influence the lives of women and men all across the country positively. Are you ready to meet her? Yeah! It is still the Day Show, and now it's time to meet our guest for today. And in fact, when you get to hear her story, you understand why I'm referring to her as a superstar. Her entire family is a celeb family. But any team success? Okay! Well, today is for all Success fans because guess who's joining us right now? TracySarkcess! Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. She looks so fabulous, right? Oh, my days. Have you been?
Good. I mean, with everything going on, COVID, monkeypox, whatever it is, I mean, we're doing well. So that's the most important thing. We have grace and health.
You have to do well. Yeah, Tracy Sarkcess, of course. But, I mean, for a lot of people, I'm sure the most they know about you would be the fact that, yes, you're married to a superstar. So you also are a superstar. Oh, you don't think so?
Oh, I see myself as someone who is famous by association. That's how I call it.
But don't we want her to be a celebrity? She's a celebrity. Exactly. But aside that, and of course your family and all the recent things you know about you, a lot of people are probably still wondering, who is Tracy? Or who was Tracy before Success came, attached to her name? Tell us a bit about your childhood and growing up.
Okay. Well, I'm Tracy Ankara by birth.
Okay.
My dad is a Ga. My mom is a...
Ganyojibo?
Yes.
Oh, you're a Ga?
You're a Ga.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad is a Ga, my mom is a Dangbe. So I'm a proper Ga Dangbe girl.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I was born in Tema, born and bred in Tema. I lived there until I was 13. And then I moved to Germany, where my mom had migrated a couple of years before that. So I just joined her, and then that's where I went to school, finished school, went to uni in the UK. Stayed in the United States for a while and then came back to Ghana.
Oh, you're very well traveled then.
Yeah, separate.
Very well. How young were you when you moved to Germany?
I was 13.
13?
Yes, 13.
Was there any cultural shock when you got there?
Definitely. That was my first time going to a butchery. So I couldn't speak the language. I could only speak English, obviously. And I was like, where am I? I remember the moment I landed, like the first week I told my mom, I want to go back to Ghana.
Who goes to a butchery and says, I want to go back to Ghana?
I mean, home is home,
yes,
home is home. And especially if you don't know the language, German is one of the hardest languages to learn and speak. So not even understanding, having no friends, because at 13 years old here, you've already formed those bonds with like your best friends, your first boyfriend sort of thing. So it's like you're leaving all of that behind and going to a totally foreign country where it's mostly white as well. So
I can imagine. Yeah. So can you speak any German?
Oh yeah. I speak German fluently. Yeah.
So let's say hello everyone. How are you doing? How do we say that?
It's hallo, wie geht's euch? Ihr seid heute alle willkommen. Gut, euch zu sehen heute.
I see. So at what point did you decide to come back to Ghana?
I came to Ghana after I had my daughter, Titi. Yeah.
Oh, so all that while you weren't here?
No.
You didn't have any intentions of coming?
Oh, no. I had intentions of coming, but I think for us, it was more about finding the right time and also making sure that the situation that we are putting ourselves in is conducive to take care of a child. So setting up our own home, all of those things. So, yeah. All those things were having a family.
Exactly.
You know?
So by that time you were done with school.
Oh, yeah. I was working. So I came during my maternity leave.
Okay.
And then, I was here and I was like, okay, I think we just decided, okay, it's best to stay instead of going back again, because we wanted to create that family unit. We didn't think it was the right thing to do, to have like the parents separated and then the kids, you know, because I didn't grow up having my dad around. So it was different. I wanted to do something different. My husband also wanted to do something different because he also didn't grow up with his dad around.
I see. So you grew up with your mom?
No, my life is a bit complicated. So my mom actually left Ghana when I was 3. Yes. And my dad left when I was 5.
What?
Yes. So all my life I grew up with my aunties. My mom has 5 other sisters.
Okay.
And a brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So I lived with one of my aunties for a while, and then later on, before I moved to Germany, I lived with my grandmother before I left.
I see. So you had no memory of what your mom even looked like?
No, I mean, she
came.
She
used to come back.
Yes, she used to come. I remember on several occasions, and one of the funnest memory I think I have was when it was my 6th birthday.
Yeah.
And then she came to Ghana, and then she threw me this huge birthday party. And I got like a really big Barbie doll.
Cake. I know those ones with a Barbie in the middle with a pink dress.
Yes, it was really big. Yeah.
Oh, but that's sweet.
Yeah.
So like you said, you moved back because you thought the time was right, it was conducive, everything was set for you.
Yeah.
When you came back, was there any difficulty settling in Ghana?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, personally, and then also having a baby at that time as well, because it was like, that was actually the first time my husband and I were actually living together. The furthest we had been together was probably like 3-6 months or so. So this was like the first time we were living together properly. And then also, I was like, I mean, getting used to the Ghana system.
Yeah.
It was, you know, when you live in Europe and then you come back, you always have this culture clash. And it's like, do I belong here? Do I belong there? Because, you know.
I can imagine. But But what job were you doing back then? Because moving back, aside the fact that it's conducive, you also have to think of your next move. If I'm coming back, is there a job for me to take care of everyone?
So in Germany, I was working for a media and advertising company. And when I moved back, I was like, okay, the intention, because in Germany you have, once you give birth, you have like a 1-year maternity leave.
One whole year?
I mean, you can take, it's 3 months, but you can take 1 year, and it's paid as well.
Please, do you know anybody in Germany that can?
So we're like, okay, why don't I do the 1 year? And that was really for me also the start of my entrepreneurial journey. And wanting to do something on my own, and that gave me the opportunity. So that's when I started, even though I was at home, I was still starting my business.
Your own business?
Yes.
What business is that? Is that Brave? Or
no,
is
Brave started 2 years ago. So with that, I was doing mostly e-commerce, and I was also doing real estate. So R&B. I was doing Airbnb because we had properties here that you could do short-term rentals, and it's really a lucrative business. So anyone, if you have any home that you're not using, doll it up and put it on Airbnb.
We thought you would give us one of your houses so that we can doll it up and then maybe we'll put it on the market and make some money. So you did that for a number of years, even before Brave came along?
Yes, even before Brave
So if anybody comes to you and asks you, what is your profession? What do you say you are?
I mean,
a real estate agent?
Now, really, I have transitioned back into my media career. So now with Brave, I started my content creation business, and I'm also having the CSR angle of Brave. Right? So that's Project Brave.
I see. What is Project Brave? What is it?
So Brave is, as I said, something I started 2 years ago, and it was really an initiative where I wanted to empower young Ghanaian women, and our activities are led by the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is gender equality, decent work and economic empowerment, clean water and sanitation, and obviously a good education as well.
So all that's in one. How did it start? And I mean, there must be a reason why you really wanted to go on with it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, really, it's about using the platform that I have, because I realize that in as much as I am married to someone who has this huge attention here in Ghana, how do I, as an individual, also contribute to that legacy that he's trying to build, and making sure that I use my platform to actually empower young women and also give something back, right? Because they say to whom much is given, much is also expected.
How is it going? What are some of the achievements that you've chalked?
Yeah, brave. We have been able, so in our first year actually, we were able to provide sanitary pads to about 300 girls in rural areas. This year, we are going to roll out something called the Sanitary Pad Bank. And with that, I'm working with the University WUCOMs, so the Women's Commissioners across the public universities, and also some of the private universities, where we realize that there are actually a lot of young women on campus who are not able to afford sanitary pads, right? And how do we make it sustainable? So the idea really is to then make Brave a social enterprise, an enterprise that really is able to fend for itself and not necessarily depend on sponsors, right? So rolling out the sanitary pad, what we are doing is that we'll be having representatives on campus who are selling several different pads. It doesn't matter which brand it is, but it has a sticker on there, which is the Brave sticker. So once you know that you're buying that sanitary pad, any profit that we make from the pad is going back into the business for us to be able to buy more and then give those who are not able to afford it.
But if I'm on campus and I want to support, because you're saying that you're working with the WUCOMs at the various universities, what about the regular students who might want to also join and support?
So the idea, I just want to make sure that we are doing it gradually and not going large scale, because if you go big and then there are issues, then that's a problem. So we are rolling out on 3 different campuses, one at a time. So we are doing KNUST and 2 other universities I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyone who's actually interested can actually reach out to the NUGS WUCOM, that's the National University Women's Commissioner. They can reach out to her because she's my lead person on that, and any of the other WUCOMs who want to join can reach out to her. But obviously, as you asked as well, I think we would work with the shops on campus as well. So anyone who is interested, who even wants to become a sales representative, can reach out and say, okay, I want to support, and how can I do? And then we'll make sure to rope you in.
So buy a pad, and then the profit that's made on that,
buys more pads
to give to those who can't afford.
Exactly.
How are you funding this? Because you also have to make the pads available to these shops and
I'm funding it out of my own money, basically.
That's serious. And I can imagine how that may be expensive for you as well.
Yes. Because I mean, it is expensive, but I am looking at it in a bigger picture, right? As of now, even though with every business, you start with some type of capital, and the capital that I'm starting with, obviously, as I said, is coming from me, but I see how this can create a sustainable business for the next 10 to 5 years.
I see. This is nice. So in doing all this, because then I assume you're a very busy woman, you're doing all these other businesses on the side, you're handling Brave, you're taking care of a home with kids. How do you juggle all this together?
I mean, I don't know, but I feel like you don't have any other choice but to juggle it. You know, I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to say, I'm not going to do it. As a woman or as a person, generally, you want to have your own purpose. You want to have something that drives you every morning when you wake up and say, this is what I do. So I don't see any hustle. It's a hustle, but I have created a support system that helps me. So hopefully, I should be able to do this for the next 20+ years.
Amen to that. But talking about family, let's talk about your kids now. Because I'm quite interested. I mean, you're saying that of course, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're also into media.
Yeah.
Do I take it you were interested in the media from the beginning?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you were?
I was. I mean, I remember when I was here in Ghana, I used to watch Nanaba on TV, and I was like, oh, I mean, this would be something that I would love to do. But I just, at some point, having tried to get work experience there, it didn't really work out for me. But I also realized I was not really an extrovert. I'm not someone, I'm more of an introvert. So I don't know how that would have worked for me if I would have to be on TV every day like you.
Oh, are you still an introvert, or now you're sort of...
I'm training myself to be an extrovert.
So then it's not too late to become a TV presenter. Imagine she starts her own show or something. What do you think? Is it too late?
Oh, we'll see, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'm okay doing the content production behind the scenes.
Make some noise if you want Tracy to become a TV presenter. Maybe we should create a show for her, you know. But I was asking about your kids.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to whether they've picked up on your talent or Sarkodie's talent.
Yeah.
Does Titi rap or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Titi is a bit of both of us.
Okay.
Titi is an extrovert, but she's also an introvert. If she doesn't know you, she's just going to look at you without saying a word. But if she knows you, you see her dancing, doing ballet, actually rapping. I remember when we were in lockdown, whenever her dad would play a beat, Titi would start like doing something on the beat and stuff. So she's really good at it. She's a creative girl. She likes to draw. She paints a lot. She's always styling herself. I remember 2 days ago, I think on Tuesday when I went home in the evening, she had come back from school and she was still in her gymnastics wear. So she was in a gymnastics swimsuit and the leggings. And she had put on like several bows and a bracelet and sunglasses. And she was just eating her dinner. And I was like, okay.
Hey. I see. What about your son? Is he also picking up on?
Yeah. He loves music. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes like, I don't know, a musician or something. Because every day when his dad is in the studio at home, if he has the door is closed, he'll be banging on the door until he'll like be screaming literally until his dad opens the door. And when he likes some like song that he's playing, then he's always bopping his head like that. So,
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. So he's MJ.
MJ, so that's Michael Jr. And we named it after his dad.
Are you going to add more kids? Are you done? Oh, whatever God says, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy being pregnant. I mean, it's not
easy, huh?
No. If you're a young woman, I mean, take your time.
Take your time, girls.
I mean, it's different for everyone. Don't say Tracy said that.
Yeah, but take your time. But how do you shield them from the prying eyes of the public? I'm sure everybody wants a bit of your kids, your husband, yourself. How do you protect them especially?
I think for us, it was a learning curve with Titi because in the beginning, we used to post her a lot on social media. But then we realized that, for instance, if we wanted to take her out, like with her friends to do something, maybe go to the bouncing castle or something like that, it became then a nuisance when like adults came along and then wanted to take pictures of her. So she couldn't really be a child as we wanted her to be. So we've learned, and then with our second one, we try to limit the exposure that we put them out there on social media.
If you had your way, would you have held on with motherhood, marriage, and all that, and probably focus on career?
Yeah.
Oh, you would have?
No, that's not that. I mean, I'm just thinking of the question. I mean, sometimes you feel like, okay, I have left a lot behind, you know, as in like going on maternity leave, but it also had that positive part where I was able to start my own business, right? But I think you just need to take your time if you're a woman, because when you get married, you're taking care of not just yourself. When you have a child, you're taking care of your children and your husband and the household. So at the end of the day, it's like you come last, you know. So that's one thing. And then also realizing that you can't go anywhere. And as much as you have a nanny, you can't go anywhere anymore by yourself. You always have to think about your children and everybody else. So take your time. Don't rush. Don't let the big weddings that you see push you into doing something that you don't want to do, and then put yourself in a situation that later on you might regret. And, find someone you love. Find someone you love, and who will support you. Really.
You found someone you love.
Yes.
You see, there's this picture that has been circulating for many years of when Sarkodie started. And I mean, honestly, I'm sure if you had met when he had told you, Charlie, I have a bright future.
You're trying to dig me.
Oh, no. But I'm just asking them that if Sarkodie came to you many years ago when he was now starting and said, I have a bright future, I like you, I want you to be my wife someday. So let's date. Would you agree?
You see?
And I'm not referring to his pocket. I'm just thinking of him as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how
we did it.
You did it all these years. Did you see how big he was going to become eventually?
No, to be honest, I didn't. I remember in my mind, I thought, oh, maybe at some point I'll be able to convince him to come along with me to Germany, and he should find a job, let's work and have our place.
So you weren't sure about the music, eh?
I wasn't so sure about the music, but I remember when I met him, we've known each other actually quite a long time. Actually, before I left to Germany, we lived in the same neighborhood.
Oh, so he's a childhood friend.
Yes. And I know he'd liked me.
Oh, and even then he liked you?
Yes, he couldn't tell me. He told my cousin, who was living with us, that she should come and tell me, but...
Did your cousin come?
She did. I mean, it was towards the end, I think, when I was about to leave that she told me. But at that point, I was like, I don't know, you know. So I came back. It was actually on a holiday. I'd been away for 3 years. That was the first time that I came back. And weirdly enough, we reconnected as friends, and then,
and
ever since then,
So it's been love at second sight?
No.
Maybe.
And
more like it.
You know, my husband, I don't know how sometimes to describe him, but he's someone who has been blessed with vision, and he's someone who can also create a vision, like tell you what he sees, you know. And as a woman, when you realize you have someone like that who also has his head on the right place, and it's not about all the other fluff, but really about you, the person, then I think you would know within you that he's the right person.
So that's what did it for you?
Yeah, that was what did it for me. In as much as he was mean to me in the beginning, I let it go.
He was mean to you? He was? Tell us. Can we get Keynes, please? Let's go visit Sarkodie and ask him, how could you do that to Tracy? But what is your fun routine like with him at home?
So a fun routine would be, usually, let's say, on a Friday, we try to just make sure that we're having adult time. We go on dates.
Adult time?
No. I mean, like one-on-one time.
What you mean, yeah.
We go on dates once a week. We try at least once a week to go on dates. So if, let's say, maybe on a Friday or something, he would let me know in the morning, oh, let's tonight we're going. So it's like then I make sure I come back from work and then dress up. And
I'm sure when he calls and he starts rapping, you know, Tracy, and someone coming down and then you cut out. I see, but you are also very big on fitness.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of videos of you constantly trying to stay fit.
Yeah.
How important is that to you?
That is really important. Like, it's one of the most important things to me because I feel like as a woman, generally, you want to look fit, you want to look good. And after 2 kids, tell you, like...
It's not easy.
It's not easy. I was a skinny girl. Back in the day. I never thought I'll be someone who would struggle with like weight loss or anything like that.
What weight are you trying to lose again?
Oh,
no, but she does, doesn't she? I know we all have a small, issues that we have to fix as well. So I understand. Yeah. But Tracy, this has been really exciting. I wish we could have you on forever, but I know time won't allow us. Brave. What is the future looking like?
For the future, I hope that we are able to empower young women, a lot more young women, empower and connect and inspire them. That's really our motto. And being able to collaborate with other organizations in that regard. So, for instance, we have one training coming up with GIZ, that's the German corporation, and we're training young women in climate and environmental sustainability, so that's e-waste. So those are the things that we want to do and be able to create career and business opportunities for young women who want to go into that field. So the health aspect that I mentioned on the university campuses, and then creating more work opportunities for them. So that's how we're
looking forward to it. And I assume you like music, right?
Yes, yes, but I have 2 left feet. So
don't worry, we're not going to dance, but we'll play a game.
Okay.
When we get back, we'll see how well Tracy knows her music. Keep watching. This is The Day Show.